I caught up with Strummer and Clashmates on their tour bus.
This is over here, Jack. This is Pete Howard, the drummer, and Vince White guitar, and up top Nick Shepard guitar. And we've taught them all they know, and they're absolutely brilliant.
With The Clash becoming accepted by the masses, 1.5 million copies sold of Combat Rock, are your attitudes about what you want the band to be different than they used to be?
Well, actually, we bought all those copies of that record ourselves. I've been wanting to tell somebody this, but no, we have the same. We know what we're trying to do, and we're trying to figure out the best way to do it. And it wasn't possible to have the work rate that we wanted with the whole group, because the guitar player was always moaning about going home and didn't have the enthusiasm. Holidays, you know. If you're really serious, you know, you haven't got even time to have a personal life.
If you're going to join the revolution, you've got to jump in with both feet.
Well, I mean, before we talk about revolution, let's talk about the fact that everybody's fast asleep. You know, you're running way ahead of yourself there.
You still think that the general public is still fast asleep?
Definitely. Otherwise, why would all the cons be foisted on us? You know, the education system's a con, the record business is a con, big business is a con, city life is a con, country life is a con, the army's a con, the navy's a con, even cable television is a con, even rock and roll is a con.
Do you think the majority of the audience comes because they like the ideals or they like the music? Is it a good balance?
I'd say it would be about, depending on the town, I'd say it would sometimes 50-50, sometimes there's a greater amount there just for the music. You know, we like to check up on this because we believe in confronting the truth, not pretending that we're really getting through. You know, we like to minimize that in order to make ourselves more aware of the fact that we're not getting through. You know, I mean, we've had audiences like throw bottles at Grandmaster Flash, you know, our audience, and because they obviously couldn't understand what we were trying to do, and that takes the wind out of you. Yeah.
What's your personal life like now that the Clash has achieved some measure of success? Can you still go down to the local for a pint?
Yeah, for us it's really easy. I mean, it's not like we're not an instantly recognizable symbol like, say, David Bowie or Boy George. You know what I mean? He couldn't walk out anywhere. Okay, you know, I could walk through all the cities of the world unmolested on my own, including my own city and including this one. You know, I walk through them all unmolested. I go where I want to go. Drunk in the same pub that I've been drinking for 10 years, and also I have no friends.
Why not?
Because when we started this group, we realized that we had to dump everything that we'd had previous to this group, and that included everybody we'd known, everybody we'd lived with.
We are his friends, and he's our friends.
Yeah, and that's why we don't need another personal life outside this, because this is it. I mean, this is it.
Why don't you have any friends? Is it because you feel that your ideas are so pure that you can't let in any outsiders?
You can, but it is weakening in some way. Yeah, you're kind of getting at it with what you said about pure, but it is weakening in some way. When you have to reinvent the world, you know, when we put a group together, we try to do that, reinvent the world from scratch.
But when you reinvent the world, though, you have to invite some other people to come with you.
Yeah, but I mean reinvent the world because we're looking for an idea, not because we're throwing a party.
At the US Festival in Los Angeles last year, you pretty well wound up the Californians by really slamming the US Festival.
But I just felt like we can't pretend to have a philosophy when we haven't got one. So it's much better to say, okay folks, we haven't got any philosophy, but here's a beer weekend and we're going to sell you some computers and there's going to be a lot of rock and roll. Instead they came out with it, unison, you know, a theme of unison, and to me it seemed like nobody actually knew what unison was. Perhaps it wasn't anything anyway, but I felt like it was time we had to be the boogie bears who had to go in there and we had to really slap the Californians about a bit, you know, because sometimes they lose track of reality, you know. And that was our role, was to bring reality back into the situation. I mean, a bit of cold water, a bit of cold air.
David Lee Roth had some good things. It was a classic confrontation between football clubs almost. He came along and said that you're trying to deal with politics.
They're trying to make some social developmental improvements, and they got a new drummer, man. They got their hands full.
That was one of his lines.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, let's go for the top. You know, let's take it all on at once. That's always been our speciality.
There is no new music from The Clash, although an album is expected in the fall. So, for the moment, a memorable past song.
And
Now,
rock the Casbah.